think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
This might just be the most explosive scandal daytime TV has ever seen. The View isn't just facing backlash, it's spiraling toward collapse, and there may be no lifeline strong enough to save it. At the center of the storm? Karoline Leavitt. Young, sharp, and unapologetically conservative, she's taken the show's latest smear campaign and turned it into an $800 million legal nightmare. Now, reports suggest the show's biggest names, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin, are in full-blown panic mode, scrambling behind the scenes to contain the fallout. The irony is rich. The same women who built their careers attacking political opponents are now the ones desperate for a lifeline. But this isn't just a PR mess. This lawsuit could be the financial wrecking ball that ends The View for good.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now,
I'm sorry, guys. We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time. That was so good.
These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wake up.
We're witnessing a legal showdown so massive, it could personally bankrupt The View's biggest stars if the verdict doesn't swing their way. Behind closed doors, rumors are swirling that Whoopi, Joy, and Sunny are practically pleading with Karoline Leavitt to back off, desperate to stop the bleeding before it's too late. But let's be honest, Karoline doesn't seem like the type to go easy, especially not when she's holding all the cards. So, what exactly did The View say that sparked this legal inferno? And what was Karoline's razor-sharp response that sent their legal team into full crisis mode? One thing's certain, it was savage enough to send shockwaves through the entire network. And now comes the $800 million question: is ABC seriously considering pulling the plug on The View before this PR disaster turns into a full-on implosion? Could we be witnessing the final chapter of one of the most polarizing shows in daytime TV history? Insiders say ABC execs are losing patience fast, overwhelmed by the non-stop scandals and legal landmines. If this lawsuit spirals any further, they might just shut it all down. Oh, and if you think it's wild now, just wait. What's coming next might be the biggest bombshell yet.
While we will expose the fake news when they are fake, we will hold them accountable for their lies and smears of President Trump. I can also assure the American people that they are going to be hearing directly from the leader of the free world. And the press likes to hear that too. That's something that has not happened over the past 4 years.
Once again, The View set its sights on Karoline Leavitt, and this time, they didn't hold back. They did what they're infamous for: mocking, belittling, and lobbing reckless accusations with zero restraint. They went straight for the jugular. But this time, they may have gone too far, because the fallout wasn't just messy, it was nuclear. It all started with Joy Behar, who smugly dismissed Karoline's rise as nothing more than a favor from Trump. According to Joy, Karoline wasn't talented, wasn't hardworking, and definitely didn't earn her spot. Nope, she only got where she is because, in Joy's words, Trump thinks she's a 10. Seriously? Are we really reducing an accomplished woman's entire career to whether or not a man finds her attractive? This from the same show that constantly preaches female empowerment? The hypocrisy is staggering. But Joy didn't stop there, and she wasn't alone. Whoopi Goldberg jumped in without missing a beat, piling on and doubling down. But instead of sticking to Karoline's resume, Whoopi took it even further, claiming Karoline wouldn't even have a job without wokeness. So now intelligence, drive, and hard work count for nothing unless they're wrapped in a woke bow? It's a brutal irony. The same show that claims to break barriers is now acting like the gatekeepers of success, deciding who gets to rise, and who doesn't, based entirely on political alignment. And just when you thought it couldn't get lower, Sunny Hostin stepped up to take her shot, not at Karoline's looks or her politics, but at her entire career. She didn't just question it, she dismissed it entirely. This wasn't just criticism. It was character assassination disguised as commentary. And it might be the moment The View finally crossed a line they can't walk back.
They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
According to Sunny Hostin, Karoline Leavitt's success wasn't earned, wasn't deserved, it was just privilege. That's right. In her view, if a conservative woman rises through the ranks, it's not because she fought tooth and nail in an industry stacked against her, it's because she was handed everything on a silver platter. The outrage was immediate and intense. Viewers could feel the hypocrisy boiling over in real time. Fans didn't hold back, flooding social media with backlash and calling The View out for what many saw as unapologetic double standards. After all, how many times has this show paraded its commitment to uplifting women? How often have they celebrated breaking glass ceilings, smashing the patriarchy, and empowering female voices? But apparently, there's a caveat: support only applies if you toe the ideological line. One viral comment said it best: The View supports women, unless they're conservative. Then it's open season. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get more chaotic, Karoline fired back in a way no one saw coming. She didn't play the victim. She didn't launch a pity tour or rant on Twitter. She came out swinging, with lawyers. No snarky interviews. No back-and-forth jabs. Just cold, calculated action. She went straight for The View's soft spot, their wallet. Karoline Leavitt hit the show with a staggering $800 million lawsuit, accusing them of defamation, slander, and malicious intent to destroy her career and reputation. And make no mistake, this isn't just about a public spat. This is war. Her legal team is going all in. She's not after a half-hearted apology or a quiet settlement. She wants accountability. She wants justice. And she's prepared to take this battle all the way. The View wasn't ready for this kind of heat, and now, they're scrambling to contain a firestorm they lit themselves.
Listen. If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Reports are pouring in, and chaos has officially erupted behind the scenes at The View. Their legal team is in full-blown meltdown mode, and for good reason. This lawsuit isn't just about Karoline Leavitt anymore. It's unraveling something much bigger, a deeply entrenched media machine that's been protected for far too long. Karoline's legal filing doesn't just accuse The View of defamation. She's pulling back the curtain on a long-standing pattern of silencing, mocking, and outright targeting conservative voices, armed with years of receipts. And from what insiders are saying, it's not pretty. Here's the part that has everyone sweating bullets: this could be the case that finally brings the whole operation crashing down. And it's not just The View feeling the heat. ABC is reportedly in full panic mode. Network executives are scrambling, blindsided by a scandal they never saw coming. A lawsuit of this scale, nearly $1 billion in damages, isn't just a PR nightmare. It's a potential corporate catastrophe. Advertisers are already hitting the brakes, questioning whether they want their brands tied to a show teetering on the edge of total collapse. Behind the scenes, ABC is doing everything it can to stop the hemorrhaging. But it may be too little, too late. And now, here's where the irony really kicks in. The very same hosts who laughed, mocked, and dismissed Karoline on live TV are suddenly whispering behind closed doors, begging for a quiet resolution. Yes, Joy Behar, the woman who brushed off Karoline's entire career as a favor from Trump, is now reportedly desperate to settle the case before it explodes any further. Her on-air smugness? Gone. And Whoopi Goldberg? Sources say she's reached out through mutual contacts, hoping for a private sit-down to clear the air. Clear the air? After months of public ridicule and personal attacks, now they want a conversation? The tables have turned, and Karoline Leavitt isn't backing down.
You would think, ABC, having just paid $15 million for a defamation lawsuit, would think not to engage in conspiracy theories about assassination attempts, but I guess that's too much to ask from The View. I gotta ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that.
Karoline Leavitt isn't just exposing The View's hypocrisy, she's making them squirm. And at this rate, the show may not survive the fallout. Now Sunny Hostin is feeling the pressure like never before. Insiders say her legal team is in full-blown panic mode, with legal experts warning she could be personally on the hook for millions in damages. That's right, this lawsuit isn't just a headache for The View. Sunny may have to reach into her own pockets if the case doesn't go her way. And let's just say, she's not looking quite so smug anymore. The same woman who never missed a chance to take shots at conservatives is now facing the very real possibility of a brutal legal defeat. The stakes? Higher than ever. Oh, how the tables have turned. The once untouchable, self-righteous hosts of The View, the same women who built careers by mocking and tearing down their political rivals, are now scrambling behind the scenes, praying this disaster doesn't take them down with it. These are the same voices that demanded accountability when it suited their narrative. The ones who laughed off critics and acted as if they were immune to consequences. But now? They're facing a reckoning. And Karoline? She's not backing down. Because for her, this isn't just personal, it's about principle. It's about holding the mainstream media accountable for years of lies, smears, and reckless attacks. It's about calling out an industry that crushes dissent, ruins reputations, and pushes narratives with zero consequences. But not this time. With this lawsuit, Karoline is standing up not just for herself, but for every conservative voice that's been silenced, slandered, or smeared by media elites. And her supporters? They're loving every second of it. One viral tweet said it best. Karoline Leavitt is doing what everyone wishes they could, making The View pay for their lies. This isn't just another scandal. This isn't just bad press. This is a reckoning. And it's getting worse by the day. ABC is now in full-blown crisis mode. Network executives are reportedly freaking out over just how ugly this lawsuit could get. And the danger isn't just legal, it's financial. ABC, already struggling with declining ratings, is watching one of its most controversial, and once valuable, assets spiral into a legal nightmare that could cost them hundreds of millions. To make matters worse, big-name sponsors are getting nervous. Very nervous. Sources say several major advertisers, the lifeline that keeps The View on the air, are now seriously considering pulling their ads altogether. And if that happens? Game over. No sponsors. No money. No show.
I hope that the media will focus on the issues that matter to the American people, the issues that led them to vote in a resounding way for President Trump on November the 5th. That's what President Trump is focused on more so than ever. We have an array of executive action that will be rolled out on day one to change the lives of the American people immediately.
The View has always thrived on controversy, but this time, they may have crossed a line they can't come back from. Let's be real, the show has been skating on thin ice for years. Between Whoopi Goldberg's suspensions, Joy Behar's non-stop drama, and the show's tanking credibility, even ABC has been asking the tough question, is it even worth keeping this thing on the air anymore? Ratings are plummeting. Viewers are exhausted from the same recycled outrage. And the only thing still keeping The View afloat? Ad revenue. But if advertisers start jumping ship, and trust me, they're already thinking about it, ABC won't blink before pulling the plug. And this lawsuit? It just might be the final nail in the coffin. Because here's the truth, if the show's own hosts are secretly begging behind the scenes for this lawsuit to go away, that tells you everything you need to know. They know they crossed a line. They know they're in deep trouble. And for the first time in a long time, they can't control the narrative. The show is in shambles. The network is in chaos. And Karoline Leavitt? She's coming out on top. What began as just another smear campaign has spiraled into a full-blown legal disaster, one that could bring The View to its knees. Their legal team is scrambling. ABC executives are panicking. And sponsors? They're watching every second of this unfold. Some major brands are already weighing the option of pulling their ads, because let's be honest, no company wants to be associated with a show that could be staring down a billion-dollar courtroom meltdown. And those same hosts who were so quick to mock Karoline on national TV? Now they're pleading behind closed doors for a quiet settlement, hoping this all just disappears. But Karoline? She's not backing down. She's not playing their game. She's not letting them walk away without consequences. For the first time ever, The View is facing real accountability. Their worst nightmare is happening, and it's being broadcast in real time. Because this isn't just about one lawsuit. It's about calling out years of reckless media behavior. It's about finally holding the mainstream accountable for the smears, the slander, and the one-sided narratives that have gone unchecked for far too long. Karoline Leavitt is making sure the media elite finally pay the price. But now, it's your turn. Do you think Karoline is right to keep fighting this case? Should The View be held responsible for their unapologetic attacks? And most importantly, is this the moment that finally brings the show crashing down for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments, I want to hear what you think. And before you go, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for breaking updates, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next chapter of this unfolding media firestorm. This story? It's far from over. Things are just heating up, and trust me, you'll want to stay tuned.